How many times have you been on a long ascent with faster climbers and all you wanted to do was get to the top when they did? Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek, and I'm going to show you how to maximize what you've got. I am on the 6.7 mile old toll house climb that averages 7% with two pretty strong climbers. The rider in the front is Ari. He's about 140 pounds. The rider in back of him is Gary. He's about 195 pounds. Me, I'm about 159 pounds, and about 3 weeks out of being zapped out of AFib, arterial fibrillation. I am now off of the medicine that regulates the electrical systems in the lower and upper half of my heart, but I'm still on the medicine that regulates the electrical system that comes into my heart. Because of this, I've been now able to have my heart rate raised during my workouts, and slowly with each workout it has been. In this workout, compared to the one 2 days ago, my working heart rate has raised about 5 beats per minute. Today it ranged in the low to mid 130s. Now, what can I do to try and stay up with these faster climbers? Well, there's 3 things I could do that have nothing to do with my form. First, look for the smoothest part of the surface and ride on that. Second, look for the least amount of change in gradient that you're traveling on and stay there. Third, cut the distance. Let's look at what's happening right now. We're at about the 1 mile mark on this climb, and we're doing a big hairpin. Let's look at what's happening up ahead. Ari's on the far left-hand side of the lane. He's cutting the distance. I am also on the far left-hand side of the lane. In fact, I'm on the paint, and because of this bumpy nature of this road, the paint is kind of muting those bumps, so it's making it just a little smoother for me than it is for them up ahead. Gary, who is on the outside, shoulder to shoulder at the same speed, found himself now behind Ari as he came out of the curve. As was the case multiple times throughout this climb, I was way behind these guys and I was catching up. In trying to get every advantage I can, I'm back on the painted line. It is again on bumpy roads, so I can still feel those bumps, but it's not as bad as it could be. Now you notice I've switched over to the darker part of the road. That darker part, for this particular road, means that it's smooth. Whenever I'm on it, I can feel my effort translate more into speed. Now, it doesn't always stay dark, but it is intermittent dark, so that's why I'm still staying on this particular line. Otherwise, I switch over to the painted line. In this part of the climb, we have 2 competing factors. We have Ari on the inside cutting the distance. I am on the outside taking advantage of the smooth surface, not only the paint, but the black material that I'm going across. The reason why I'm doing this is maybe just a choice, or it's something that we can't really see that well in the video here. Riding in the middle of the road will usually present a more even grade, compared to the outside, which you can have undulations, such as short kick-ups in grade. As another example of this, we're at about the 2 mile mark right now. You'll notice that Gary is on the smooth part on the far left-hand side of the lane, where Ari's on the inside. They are probably both where they want to be. Ari, the much lighter rider by about 55 pounds compared to Gary, probably has no problem with the gradient change that's happening on the outside. He gets to cut the distance, where Gary needs that smoothness and gradient to keep this momentum going. You'll notice I took the long road on the paint, and then right before the top, I cut the distance and went to the inside. Here I make a mistake, and I know this because of the familiarity I have with this climb. Here it looks like I'm doing all the right things, that I'm on the inside, on the painted line, and cutting the distance. I should be on the far right because of right here. It gets real steep, and I'm not that strong right now. So I should have been on the outside, use my momentum to help carry me up, and then get right on this black patch, which is a sweet black patch. It's one of my favorite in the whole climb. Ari has left the building. He is way up ahead. I'm now chasing after Gary. And Gary's no dummy. He's also on the black patch. So it's basically mano a mano. I'm trying to get him before we get to the 4 mile mark. The 4 mile mark is where the S-turn is, which leads into the first wall. I'm not strong enough to go up the walls as fast as these guys. My goal therefore is to catch Gary before the S-turns. And here's the S-turn. Didn't make it. Gary is right up ahead around the corner there. and then that wall's going to start. I dialed back a bit for this last 2.7 miles, and I finished 7 minutes behind Gary. All in all, it was a good effort. I finished this climb in 1 hour. My fastest time on this climb was 40:30 back around 2000, and now my old guy fast time is about 45 minutes. I hope this video will give you some extra tools for your climbing. As always, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.